might say it's a choice. To most, it's not. It's a need. Some people cannot go a week without sex. Do you understand? Okay, do you agree with me with that?
Yes, I do.
And there are some people, not even some, most people. But I want to focus on adults. Cannot go a week without sex. They will look like, it will feel like they want to commit suicide. So it's not a matter of choice. We are talking about reality. Now, do you believe that because that's not even where I'm going. Where I'm going is this. Do you believe that the male and the female that are heterosexual, when they have sex, they enjoy it, right? It's something, they do it for the fun, for the enjoyment of it, right? You agree with me?
Yes, I do.
Now.
Which is why I call it a choice.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me leave it to that choice. They are given the choice. Yes. They have the choice to have sex with each other. They have the choice to enjoy that
act or not.
That act. They are given the choice by society.
Or not.
Wait. They are given the choice by society to enjoy.
It's not by society.
Society did not condemn it.
We are eating. Everybody eats here.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Did society condemn it?
No. Sex, but
homosexuals now.
Yes.
Homosexual. Did society condemn homosexuals?
Yes.
To have sex with each other?
Yes.
So now you understand that it is the society that has demanded of them not to do it.
Yes.
Not giving them any choice.
Yes.
However, the heterosexuals now don't have. They have the choice because they are not restricted by society.
Because it's a natural phenomenon.
It's natural. They
are not going to natural now. We are not.
No, but
what we are going to right here right now is the fact that the society have given them the choice to enjoy that thing.
You need to know where is the society coming from. Where?
I'm not going to.
We need to.
No, wait.
We need to.
Wait.
Why did society say? Why I know, but why did society?
You need to know where I'm going.
Okay.
So that you can be able to come back the way you want to. Now, they have that choice. Society is not stopping them from doing it. Do you get? Now, homosexuals. Yes, it's a man. He has a male
appendage
and sexual organs. Sorry.
Yes, sexual organ.
And whenever he wants to have sex with a woman, he doesn't enjoy it. To make things worse, he doesn't even feel anything. In fact, he can't even get it up. So now, because society feels like, oh, that is the way it's supposed to be, that man should live the rest of his life denied the opportunity that a straight, an heterosexuals have. When there is another man, I keep using man because women, they are not really, women in general are not really, it's the truth. Women, I'll give you an example. Women in general, which is lesbians, they are never really looked down upon when it comes to our land. Let me land. They are never really looked down upon when it comes to these acts. Do you know what happened in that experience that I had? On that day, when they were being carted away, those people that came and they had their party and they were arrested and we took them away, there were 100 or thereabouts. Almost 10 to 15 minutes. I just saw like women shooting me. I was excited. They released them. What happened? What did they say? This one said, I told them that I was working here. This one said, I told them that I'm working here. This one said, I told them that I'm working here. Every single one of the females, let me land, were released. They only arrested males. They arrested both males and females, but they released all the females. There was only one male that was released. I went to him and asked him, why did they release you? Because they all came, they were packing their things running as fast as they could. And he started asking me. And I asked the guy, why did they release you? Where are all the other males? He said, yeah, they released me because I told them I'm in the force. I am one of them. That's why they released me. Only one male. And the rest of the male were all carted away.
Well, I think that is not conclusive for you to make that statement, that scenario alone. Except you have more evidence to tell me why women are being favored. No. I will prove to you based on what you just said, but just learn.
You see, if I could cite other examples, I have quite some videos that I saw on Facebook where males have been, beaten and
I saw some too. I even saw some.
Some were burned alive. They were, these are my issues. And then I don't see any female. If a female dressed like a male in public, they overlook it. They don't even care. Are you getting one? But I'm not even going to gender. I'm talking about
generally.
When you make a law, there should be a purpose. And the number one purpose should always be security. When you are making a law and it is not securing anything and it's creating insecurity, what is the purpose of that law? Okay,
I beg to differ with that statement. Right. When you make a law, I'll put it this way, the law should be for the society.
Security is for the society.
So when the society does not agree to it, then you have to check yourself. But my point, where I'm even having a bit of disagreement with you is, look, the root is where we should go to. If you say a man is having feelings and for another man, which is unnatural, for me, that is what I think. It's unnatural. And if he's having those feelings, where do they come from?
The roots.
Yes. Where? Because I wish, I don't know, I'm not a homosexual, I'm not, so I wouldn't, I don't know, I'm genuinely asking.
Let us go to the roots. You've given an example. One of the examples is they probably had an experience when they were young.
Yes,
and
this is always the reoccurring that I've heard.
At that point, it was a victim. He was a victim.
Yes.
He was molested.
Yes.
And then he believed that is normal.
Yes. Oh.
So let us put it this way. A man that has been molested as a child grows up and then comes to meet who seem to have feelings for men and men only, and then grows up and comes to meet a law like this, 14 years. Should a victim be, I'm not saying, he's not victimizing other people. Are you getting? He's not hurting other people. Now he grows up to come and meet a law of 14 years, criminalizing him for being a victim.
This is exactly my point. I think I made this point earlier. I told you that this is the problem I have with that law. That the law was rushed and that the punishment is not necessary. But I still believe, yes, I want it.
You don't want them to be going to prisons because there's nothing to correct there. You want them to go where? You want them, there should
it's like a psychological evaluation, yes.
They should be confined into a psychological...
Does it really involve confinement? First of all, let us treat the question of identity. Because that is what... I'm not an expert.
If you are not an expert, don't let us...
But this is...
Let's just understand that these people, they are confused as far as you are concerned, right? So what they feel is normal, is abnormal to the whole society. Do you understand?
Yes.
Which brings me back to intersex. Intersex have both male and female gender. But a man that looks like a man. Wait, what are you saying?
I'm saying that you cannot compare You cannot bring it.
can't
No,
I
no, no, no.
compare?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why you cannot compare. These people, we talked about nature. And they are products of nature, so automatically they don't fall into that category.
That is where I am.
They don't. But if you have even, funny enough, sorry. Funny enough, I've actually watched a documentary about a hermaphrodite, and she had the male appendage, and she had a vagina. It was a birth defect. But do you know what? There's a test that the scientists conducted, and her gene was tested, and it was discovered that the percentage of the male was less than that of the female. Do you understand? And she agreed that she felt like a female, but she was deceived. And someone convinced her that she should be a gay. It was later, when she discovered herself, she came back and said, I've always felt like a female. I had a vagina, I had a penis, but I've always felt, because even the test showed she was a woman. Yes. You know, and I'm saying that those people,
let me give you another science. Another science has shown me, contrary to yours, that it is not everybody that
lawyers talking science.
Not everyone that is a homosexual that was raped or defiled, as the correct terminology, as a child or as an underage, that became what they are. Some of them are born like that. The same way intersex are born.
I'm not aware of that.
You know what's funny? You don't really need to be aware. But someone that is making a law condemning someone.
Yes, they need to be aware.
Could have just gone on the internet and type it out. Why is it that the US or the
be that as it may, okay. Be that as it may, I still stand that society. You see, we must agree. See, if we do not have laws guiding us, we cannot just go on a frolic of our own.
But the law should follow a pattern. It should have sense. When a law is creating insecurity,
I think
imagine a law.
I think let's come to a point of agreement that the law, the way it stands, I think I stated it and I've restated it. This same-sex law, the way it stands, it's not doing justice to it's not
a complete injustice.
So what's the percentage of the intersex to the society?
They say about 3 to 4 million all over the world.
How can you?
So they are irrelevant because they are not much.
They are not irrelevant based on this law. That is what
albino is irrelevant because they are not much. We don't see albino obituaries. They don't die. They live forever. That's kind of sense.
That's not what we are saying.
All right, let me understand.
That's not what we are saying. What we are saying is that we have agreed as a society that this law, this act,
that is not. You have to understand. The voice of the people isn't for the rich. Isn't for the majority.
It's for all.
It is for all. Not the minority.
It's actually
the ones that can't speak for themselves. What's it called? The disabled. Every single one of them
must
be covered in the law. Must be protected in the law. Now you have created a law that doesn't protect a section. Why? Because they don't have a voice. Is that right?
Like you said, sorry, let me interject a little bit. You talk about where is all of this coming from. As a Christian, I understand very strongly. I have a testimony.
It is not coming from Jesus Christ. We don't want to get.
No. See, I mean,
because you are a Christian.
I'm a Christian. How many percentage of the intersex do we have in it?
I'm not sure particularly. I feel. I think I read somewhere that about 3 to 4 million around the world. So they are not that much.
Okay. My position is. Why should we just make law out of it when we believe that the voice of the people is the voice of God? But not only that, like you guys were really talking about affection, for the feeling, I mean, the urge, you know, creating love for the hetero and the other groups of people in the society. Well, I have a testimony because I will have assumed that a an addict to sex, that I can't come out of it. You know, for 7 years I was very, very addicted to sex. Sorry if you're not shy to hear that part of it. You know,
testify.
Every morning and night I have sex every day for 7 years. In fact, I went to one Orioke called Orioke Koyi. I went to pray 3 days after, for 3 days fasting and prayer. I came back and landed on a woman. I mean, it's that same day. I remember in Maryland, I landed. And the truth is that I never ever thought I could ever come out of it. So it was then I began to know that what is sin. I'm talking from, you know, from the spiritual aspect. What is sin? I see it as self-idolatrous nature. You know, the worship of self. You want, this is how things should look like, be. But like you were talking about roots, the root of every society, everything comes from God. And that must be hallowed. That must be respected. That must be valued. And I stand on my point that we come from somewhere and we're going back to such a place. So the law of a country, we should actually reverence it. If it comes from from some sect of people who will believe that our voice are the voice of God, we must put ourselves under that and respect God through it. By that, it will make our society much healthy and free. And we cannot, because of some few colony of people, create a law for everyone. It's like saying that it is now legal to steal. We will always have rebels.
Are you comparing stealing with homosexuality? Because that was the whole essence of this discussion. Security. Stealing affects security. We've not been able to establish one single thing that homosexuality unsecures. What it does is actually create insecurity. So you cannot bring stealing, all those kind of crimes that actually create insecurity, and compare it.
What kind of security are you talking about? Security of lives and property, deaths, destroy.
To security, harm to human, to person, to someone's personal space, property, any kind of thing, whatever you feel has value to you. How does homosexuality compared to stealing affect it?
No, the sincere truth is that since they are not natural, it has a way also that it affects the imbalance of the society. Which for me,
how does it affect you with regards to, because
you are talking about me as a person.
It's difficult for you to phase out of religion. You have to understand that lawmakers, they don't use religion. It's a secular country. It's not everybody that is religious in Nigeria. Some people choose not to have religion at all. While some of them pick native religion, Islamic religion, and what have you. Do you understand?
Yes.
So when you now make laws, you don't just look at, oh, because I am a lawmaker and I am a Christian, I will make laws that suit Christians, especially in a secular country. You make laws to protect people, not to endanger them the more. Now, I've made a lot of arguments, I've stated a lot of facts as well. You see so many scenes of people being lynched for these acts, homosexualism, mostly male. And you know, why I am very much confused is because I feel this is just common sense when it comes to the law. Yes, you can have your reservation. You can say you don't like something. You don't feel comfortable with something. You feel peeved by something or irritated by something. But that should never be a reason to criminalize that thing. It is a different case entirely when you say someone's right is being infringed upon. That is the reason why you need to protect that person's rights. But being homosexual, or whatever the case may be, whose right is being infringed upon? Who is being affected really? You don't deny people a privilege that everybody has, and I think it is the right thing to do. Now, we are a third world country. The first world country, the likes of America and the rest, they decided this is wrong. Why not look into why they said so? Why they made that change? Why just say, oh, it's on Africa, and yet you don't give any definition of what on African means? Because there is a lot that is on Africa that we practice in Africa. If I am going to go by what I understand what on African is. So in my own opinion, I just feel like there should be a need for a change, and this kind of laws should be abolished in Nigeria. This kind of law should not be seen to exist in Nigeria. It's a completely ridiculous law, in my own personal opinion. And with regards to that, I would like Barrister Grace to share our own final opinion in the matter.
My final opinion on this matter is I agree that the law did not do enough work, in the sense that it didn't investigate. Whether we like it or not, this is a factor that is creeping into our society, no matter how alien it is. And we cannot, either we face it or we run from it. We don't use bogus laws to try to just say it's prohibited. I agree that it's not what our society has agreed on, and because the society has not agreed on it, does not mean those that are practicing it should be victimized and put under subjected to dehumanizing, to being dehumanized. But I also agree. I also insist that it's against our moral laws in this country, and therefore same-sex relationships, LGBT, should be prohibited in this country. Thank you.
Right. I guess Mr. Jones Joe, the pastor himself, can you give us a concluding observation?
Thank you so much for bringing me to this show, and it's impressive that this show is well tasking, brain tax. I have learned so much, and unfortunately I'm sitting at an angle that my Christianity it's not convenient with. I believe my standpoint is I came from a source and I'm going back to same source, and there's a law that rules that which has a natural phenomenon, and so with that rules everything. Yes, the secular nation can decide to go their way. I know that I might be persecuted even for such actions as a Christian. Yeah, of course, Jesus told me that in this earth I will face many trouble. So those things can exist, but I, as a Christian, totally about that, even if the nation does. And I think that's also my standpoint. And thank you for bringing me to the show, sir. Thank you so much.
You're all welcome. You're all welcome. To conclude, I would like to just put it out there. In fighting for your rights, yes, because I've seen ways in which they've come out and they've protested in their own ways in Nigeria and in other countries. There are other ways of protesting. There are also other ways of fighting for your rights. And I would like to put it out there that is even much more easier, because there are three arms of government. Yes. You have the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary. But the judiciaries are mostly ignored, and that is the truth. However, you can always go by way of an originating motion.
Okay.
Originating summons. go and challenge the law. It's that you will always be heard in the courts of law, no matter what. They don't have a choice. You can protest and they will ignore you. You can go to the executive and they chase you out, they even arrest you, they beat you up. But the one arm of the law that can never ignore you is the judiciary. So why not go through that route? It's a very easy way. Let them look into this law and see what we can achieve from it. All right. That will be all for me.
Thank you so much.
Do you have anything else to add?
Okay. Thank you so much.